Hi everybody, my name's Edalow, and I'm gonna start doing like these videos for YouTube because I feel like I reference a lot of things that are like very fringy, that a lot of people don't really know what I'm talking about unless they've like roamed on certain parts of the internet or like hitchhiked with certain kids or like participated in weird countercultural stuff. But like a lot of people have heard about the Reptilian Shapeshifters. I mean, it's like a thing that people reference, like people understand like the reptilians. It's like this kind of like alien thing that takes place in a lot of our media, but I feel like a lot of people don't know like the depth of these conspiracy theories and these like conspiracy theories about like how the reptilians are this alien species that mated with the cavemen, and that's what made us the modern human beings. And I should clarify, I'm not sure if I don't really agree with this. I'm just explaining this to you because there are a lot of people who like genuinely like will talk to you on this. There was like a news report, I saw like a picture, like a meme type thing that said that about like 7% of people in like this one town, or like I don't know, maybe it was a global survey, but who knows what the survey was, believed that reptilians were like running the government. So it ties into all this stuff. It believed that the reptilians like fucked with the cavemen's DNA and created the modern human, and then there's like shape-shifting reptiles who like run the government, and then it gets tied into this whole thing where there's like shape-shifting media, and there's this whole, and it really, like, if you trace back the roots of it, it ties into this, the root of it is like that the reptilians were the Jews who like did the Holocaust on themselves in order to get control of Israel. And it ties into all it's like so varied. There's so many different strains of the reptilian conspiracy theory, but a lot of it, you can trace it back to like anti-Semitic, like Jews run the media, Jews run everything, the Jews have too much power, the Jews have too much power type shit. So that's why I kind of like don't fuck with the reptilian conspiracy shit. Like I get kind of agitated. Like I used to be like, oh, this is this funny thing that people talk to me about sometimes, that they talk to me about these aliens, and sometimes there's like this thing where it's like, oh, it really does get into like Nazi apologism, where it's like, well, the Aryan race were the Pleiadians, who were like the good aliens, who were trying to stop the greedy aliens, who were the reptiles. So it's just this fucking thing. And then when you get into the media thing, people think it's like satanic stuff, and that like Beyonce's summoning Satan for the Jewish head of the fucking media, when really, I mean, you can look at Weinstein. I mean, Weinstein is just a fucking rapist. I mean, if you want to call reptiles just like fucking shitty people who are gonna hold on to too much power, like I'm super super down to say that, because I think that's like what the root of this kind of thing comes from. Like a lot of people who are attracted to these kinds of theories, I don't necessarily think that they're like shitty people. Like I don't think that they're necessarily people. I think that when you get into the Nazi apologism, yeah, that shit's weird. But when you're like examining at like, that shit's weird, that shit's fucked up, that's not acceptable. But people who are like, oh, like, I believe that maybe like reptilians run the government, or that reptilian shapeshifter, if it doesn't get into this thing where it's like, oh, the Jews or that this kind of people, they just believe there's reptilians, that's like something where I can kind of like fuck with that a little bit. Like I don't really believe that, but I understand the attraction to somebody being attracted to thinking that there's something larger fucked up going on here that maybe we don't completely understand, like woo woo woo. But and I feel that way sometimes, but not in that way, not to the point where I believe in reptilian shapeshifters. But I think that there is a truth there, that there are like larger powers and there are elite groups, and that's where you kind of get into the Illuminati a little bit, where like I don't believe in the Illuminati, and I'm sure that's something a lot of people have heard of, the Illuminati. It's like it's ties into all this stuff, that there's like an elite class that like run everything and then are controlling it. And I think that that is like true in a sense. And you look at the businesses and stuff. And sometimes I feel like when we're talking about like reptilians, we're sort of I have some things written down. It seems like people like want to focus on this thing that like is kind of like a fantasy world, instead of focusing on the systemic powers. And it's like something where it's like called the Illuminati, and I feel like it's like called that because it's like saying, oh, that everything's an illusion that you know, but I think it's saying, hey, this theory is actually the illusion. Like, look past it. Like, look at the larger picture here. Yeah, and the way I learned about reptilian shapeshifters was I was hanging out in Union Square like I did when I was a teenager, and there was this dude, and he was like, "Do you want to know the truth?" And I was like, "What truth?" He's like, "You're a hybrid. You're something not of this earth." And I was like, "What?" And he like told me to go to truthism.org. Is it truthism.org or is it truthism.com? Let's check this out because truthism.com. It is fucking fascinating. If anybody watches this video and you get to this part and you look at truthism.com, I just want to know what you think of truthism. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. It's about 2 in the morning when I've made it, and I'm really fucking stoned, and I will be back. I'll probably make one in the next couple days about some other weird semi-counterculture, like what the deal is with that weird internet fringy thing you were talking about all the time. Thank you.